Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another rebuild. This time we are going to the championship to go ahead and rebuild Watford. However, this is not going to be a normal rebuild. We are going to rebuild them with hidden talent slash players that have decent potential in the game that aren't used by a majority of the players that play career mode. Now, if you are playing career mode with the youth talent, you might know some of these, and honestly, you might know all of these, but there's some hidden gems in there. And Watford themselves have a couple of their own hidden gems. Asperilla Martins, who's actually on loan at Watford at the moment, and then 21-year-old Kone. He is a little bit of a hidden gem, even though he is 21 years old. He still is young. He is still good enough to be possibly part of a young talent, but these three are the highest potential players that they have in this current squad, and technically it's really only Asperilla and Kone, as Martin is on loan. So Asperilla is definitely going to be playing, Kone is definitely going to be playing, and if you can see here, there's a lot of attacking options for us in the hidden gem department. I will show you all a couple of those, and there's going to be one that is actually not really a hidden gem. He just got recently added to FC 24, so there's why we'll probably go ahead and bring him in at least for a season-long loan or something like that. But there's a lot of attacking options. That's why we're in the 3-back, because there's not really that many, and honestly, I don't think there's really that many fullbacks, let alone center backs. So we're going to have to fill in some center back roles there. We might have to use the youth academy as well. But we have Andrews on the left. We have all these players here. Most of them probably won't be playing the rest of their career. We're going to try and sell as many of these players off as we can, because some of the players that we're bringing on are probably lower rated than some of these guys. So therefore, they wouldn't play majority of the time. But we need them to play. So we got to sell the good players to get into the players that we're going to develop. We have 27 million currently. And just quickly going through some of the options here just to show y'all. I will show y'all later on the ones that we bring in. All these players have at least a minimum of 75 to 85 potential on the game. Andrew, he's not really a hidden gem or a hidden talent, I should say, but he is a hidden gem on the game. Not many people really know about Andrew, the goalkeeper, so he will definitely try to be our #1 option. We have Yermi Yaket, who actually I think just got recently added to FC 24, so therefore hidden gem only because there's not been much time to play with him yet. So he is going to be trying to come into our team. And talking about not having fullbacks, there's one here in Adam Asnu who just got recently added back to the game as well. And then we have Iran Tupins, who is a left back that can also play center back as well. And honestly, that's our defensive options at the moment. So if we bring all three of these guys, they're going to have to play center back. And he is 5'9", he's 5'11", he's 6'2". So there might be a height issue there. We have a couple of midfielders into Tobias Medina and Aaron Simiglikela. I think he recently just got added too, if I'm not mistaken. He's either recently got added, re-added, or he is a player that has good potential. Adrian is a great player. We're going to have to bring him in for sure. Stoichech, Mayulu, obviously great options. Oscar Bob, he's not really a hidden gem because he's a Man City kind of wonder kid at the moment, so he could be one of the ones that we could definitely bring in. We have Yamek Eduardo, we have Augustin Roberto, Sismasaz from Pioc, we have Valise, who's currently on loan from Tottenham, and then Vitor Roque, the big one that I was talking about at the beginning of the video, who is recently just added to the team since he turned 16. Well, I mean, he's been 16 since he played a first team football game for a team that's actually in the game, obviously at Barcelona. So he'll come into the squad update. And another one that should be coming soon is Ethan Nwari after his appearance against West Ham over the weekend for Arsenal. So should be on the lookout for that for the next squad update. Hopefully they add Ethan Nwari finally to the game. He is 16 years old, so he can finally be added. And then George Ihinkane, who is 16 years old from Royal Antwerp. There's a lot of strike options here. A couple of these can play on the wing, so we will probably have to play a couple on the wing. But for now, let's go and bring in some of these guys. Let's go and find some more guys. And let's see what we can do with this Watford team. And the first player we're bringing on is the left back from Bayern Munich, Adam Asnuo, however you want to say his last name. He is going to be technically the first player that we bring here. Our first permanent signing. Rebuild man is there in the flesh as well. You can see him there. Hopefully I can remember to always keep him like that, rebuild man. But Adam joins the team. Now he's not one of the left backs that, or he's not the left back that can also play center back, and he is the shortest one as well. So there is possibly an angle that we put him in midfield, or even put him out wide, or even loan him out somewhere else to see what he can grow, and actually make him a center back, then loan him out and see if he can grow there. But for now, he comes in for less than $1 million. And we go ahead and bring in multiple players here. We are working on one more in Seni Mailu. And I think one of these actually got glitched, so we might have to go ahead and try and force the move here. But we bring in Luka Stojkovic, who's going to come in and be our cam. We have this Aaron Siam, who is going to be our center mid. We have Tiorpins, who's going to go ahead and be converted to a center back. He'll be one of the 3 center backs. We have Yoket, who's supposed to be one of the other center backs, the only center back that we actually had on the transfer hub. This is the one that's loaned out. We agreed on a deal. He agreed on the contract offer. He's just not at the club, so I might have to try and force a move there. I think it might have glitched out when I went ahead and accepted the deal there, or something happened there. We have George here, who's going to be one of our strikers. We have Pai Zaborek, who's going to be a left mid. Whether or not he actually starts at left mid this season, there's a chance we possibly loan him out if we have Vitor Roque on the left-hand side. We have Medina, who's going to be the only other center mid as well. We managed to bring in Andrew as our goalkeeper, so he's here to stay for sure. And obviously Vitor Roque, who is our number 1 player coming into the team. He's technically tied number 1 player with Andrew, but the loanee from Barcelona, the Barcelona wonder kid that has everybody interested in him. This is your team coming into the first season of the rebuild. Andrew at the goalkeeper position. We have Yerek, Mawisa, and Europeans as our 3 center backs. We have Siam and Kone as our midfielders here, holding it down, with Aspera on the right, Boric on the left, Stojkovic on the cam's position, and then Ilyanka paired alongside Vitor Roque as our striker. Let's go and see how the boys do at the end of the season. And at the end of the season, Leeds United win the league by 4 points, with Leicester City also getting promoted straight back into the Premier League. As far as Watford, we miss out on playoffs by 8 goals. 8 goals to West Brom, who had 72 points as well. So the youngsters nearly got the job done-ish, nearly got the job halfway done in one season. And by looking at this, Kone hasn't been playing. Hopefully that's just maybe not playing a while, or not playing like the last game or something, maybe coming back from injury. We can go ahead and check out our squad hub and the stats here. Vitor Roque had 19 goals, 8 assists on loan there. We might have to try and bring him in on a permanent fixture. We might have to try to bring this guy in on a permanent signing. We probably won't be able to afford him, so we could try and maybe loan him out again next season. That would be crazy. Aspera +1 or +3, I should say, 14 goals for him. See him, he grew +3. He had 12 goals for him from the center mid role. He is a slash cam as well, so there's a possible angle of playing him at that cam position and allowing somebody else to come in that center midfield, because our cam at the moment +3, 69 overall, same overall as CM, just 1 year older than him. 6 goals, 7 assists on him. So he got the assist there. Now Adrian, he did play majority of the season. In fact, he played every single game possible. He literally played every single game, in which he only grew +1, which is unfortunate. Really unfortunate. So we might have to look out for a different angle for him. Yankin is +3. 4 goals out of him, not too bad. Yerek a +2 as our center back. The other center backs here, if we can. Also, we did loan out Asnu, +4 for him, so that's fine there. And we can go to the other center backs just to check out how much they grew. Sanko, somebody else that we brought in, +1. He didn't play at all, unfortunately. Miller, somebody that we brought in, didn't play at all, unfortunately, +1 on him. Mayulu, brought him in, didn't play at all. Yaket played 50 games, +2 on him. There was one more, right? Medina we bought in. He didn't play at all. +1 for him. Tiorpin's +4 for him. And my Wasa +2 for him. Now, this Tiorpin's a +4. I think it's technically a +3 if you don't count the position change that he grew +1 overall, I believe. And then Andrew +2 on him. Let's get into Season 2. Let's see what the boys can do. Maybe we do have enough to bring in Vitor Roque on a permanent deal. 44 million. We are going to try and bring in Vitor Roque, obviously assuming once I hit this button in advance a couple days, he is out of here, back to Barcelona. Hopefully not too much money, as we're going to go ahead and look to sell Rajovic. We are going to go ahead and put Vitor Roque back on this transfer list and try to bring him back instantly. And that might be, oh no, that's not the right guy. We don't want a 35-year-old at all, but that will hopefully, maybe not really hopefully, but that might end up being the only signing we make this summer, as we still look to continue to grow these guys. And it's not going to be possible. It's not going to be possible. Oh, it might have to be a Valise angle then. It might have to be a Valise angle out here. And then possibly an Oscar Bob situation to put him out on the left-hand side. Oh, this is weird. First signing of the summer, it's not going to be Vitor Roque. It's not going to be Asprodilla or Valise, whatever his name is. Valise is a striker. Asprodilla is already on the team. It's going to be Oscar Bob from Manchester City. We need a left wing because the other guy just is not doing it. And I checked his potential because I have mods on, and his potential went from a 79, I believe it starts at the first season. It went down all the way to 62 in one season. Which, honestly, I'm not sure how that's even possible, but it's possible, I guess, because his potential has absolutely shit the bed. So Oscar Bob's going to come in. We're going to change him over to a left winger and replace that guy there, Bordick, as Bordick is absolutely awful. And our second signing of the game, or the summer, is going to be Pau Cabrasi, a Barcelona center back wonder kid that is not yet in the game. In fact, he is a player that I have been doing. I've been doing these creative player face lookalikes creations for a lot of youngsters that are not yet in the game. So go ahead and go into my shorts. I'll try and leave a link to it below. If not, there will for sure be a link to my TikTok, in which you can find a load of my player creations on there that I have been doing. Go follow my TikTok. Go ahead and there's going to be a shorts channel as well in the description. I'm going to go ahead and post shorts on there like I am doing on TikTok every single day on there. And then I'm going to still try and do one every other day on here on this YouTube channel. So make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, the shorts channel, and my TikTok for all player creations and all career mode content, and even FM content at some point in the near future. I am working on a massive video at the moment that might be out towards the end of May, towards the end of the actual footballing season. But Pau Cabrasi, a creative player that we added to the game, is coming in, and he will be our center back option. And then possibly our last signing, the big signing that we didn't really want to make, but we kind of had to make at least. We needed a striker. We wanted Vitor Roque back into the team, but I couldn't see myself loaning him back to the club, and we couldn't afford him with his value already skyrocketing up to the near 40-50 million mark there, in which we only had 40 million. So we had to go back down to one of the options we were going to bring in last season, but he was on loan to Sevilla. So he's going to come in now. Valise is into this team. He's into the starting 11 instantly as well. And he will probably be, well, he is our best striker option. He's our second best player on the team alongside Andrew in net. He's our best outfield player by mile. Welcome to the team, Velez, for 26.1 million. Hopefully that could push us up over the edge into a playoff spot at least minimum. And at the end of Season 2, the boys go ahead and get the job done. Now, where they were tied on points last season and missing out on playoffs by a goal difference, they're tied on points this time and making the playoffs by goal difference. Crystal Palace is going straight back up after getting relegated last season, as well as Everton going straight back up. We have Bournemouth, who are looking to also go straight back up into the Premier League. We have Bournemouth, and if we can get past Bournemouth, we have a final against either Middlesbrough or Southampton. So let's see what the boys can do. Hopefully get past Bournemouth here. It's a two-leg affair. It's the first leg. Turupins and Valise is both out with injuries. That is not good at all. Bob is completely dead tired. That's also not good. This is not going to be a first good game, and somehow we managed to scrape out a 1-1 draw against Bournemouth with a injured slash very, very tired team. In the second leg here, we are going to go in quick sim, tired team, injured team. They somehow actually still managed to get the job done. We are going back to the Premier League. Bob scored in the 6th minute despite being absolutely tired. He lasted 53 minutes as well. We have Siam, who also scored the game winner in the 62nd minute, and this is not even a final. We still have a final to play. The boys are going to have to rest up. The boys have to prepare to play either Middlesbrough or Southampton, and we are going to go ahead and get Middlesbrough, the third place team in the playoffs. It's us against them. And that's perfect timing as well, as Valise is coming back from injury, and it's looking like... Where'd it go? It's looking like Tuyopins is coming back from injury as well, so we might have a full-string team for this final, kind of. It's the final of the playoffs, a chance to get into the Premier League. We're not Premier League bound yet, but now we are. I said we were Premier League bound at the end of the last game. I don't know why, but we're now Premier League bound. We drew 3-3 on the regular game plus extra time. In fact, we go ahead and level it in this 117th minute there. So we scored both in regulation, both in the first half of extra time and the second half of extra time. And then we go ahead and win 4-2 on penalties with McNair and Azaz both missing for Middlesbrough. I'm assuming our goalkeeper saved them, aka Andrew the GOAT. Asperilla, Bob, Stoikev, and George all score for us on the penalties. Sancho and George score in extra time, in which Yedick scored in the first half. There was a goal every single half of play there, which is absolutely insane. We are Premier League bound now. We are going up with Crystal Palace and Everton. Let's go and see who we're replacing. Arsenal win the league. We love to see that. Tottenham in 5th, Liverpool in 8th. In going down, who are we replacing? We are replacing Sheffield United, Luton Town, who survived last season, and then West Brom, who obviously went up last season. They are going down last season, so we'll be replacing them. The teams that got promoted last season were... Who got promoted last season? It was Leeds United, Leicester, who almost got sent down again. Leeds United, and who was in... Is Sheffield United in the league this year? I don't know if Sheffield United's in the league this year. Honestly, I can't remember. Oh, West Brom. West Brom. I'm dumb. There's West Brom, Leeds, and Leicester. West Brom go down, so the other two that got promoted stay safe. Leicester just barely staying safe. Let's get into next season. Let's see how much money we have. Possibly. Actually, let's go and check out the squad hub real quick as we go ahead and get into the new season there. Yanka had 26 goals. Sancho had 16. He played a lot of games there. That's good to see. Sionkov had 15. Bob had 8. Siam had 7. That is good to see. Where is my boy Prozabek? He's a +1. He's got to go. Miller, I need to start playing Miller more. He's kind of insane. He's very underrated on this game. He has great potential as well. Let's get into the new season. It's Premier League football with these young talents as we continue to grow them. Big boy leagues means big boy money. 91 million in our budget to spend. This is your team looking into the season. Obviously, we have a couple options here. We have Andrew in net. He is a must-stay. This back line, honestly, could possibly stay. Maybe try to bring in another left center back there. Maybe even a more central and put this guy out on the left-hand side. Maybe try and find a midfielder here in which we need to play Miller on more, honestly. Definitely a new cam. We just need a new cam. In fact, I think this could be an option by doing that and then possibly loaning out Stojkovic, changing this guy to a cam. These two strikers are honestly fine. I did just look at Vitor Roque, trying to bring him back. He's now up over a million. Not a million, over 100 mil. So he is just completely out of our range. But other than that, I think the big thing, I don't think the big thing to worry about is the starting 11. I think the big thing to worry about is our bench / reserve. It is absolutely dreadful. I mean, it's just awful. We have a Fletcher guy that's a striker that's not good enough. We have Bordick, who honestly I thought was going to be a hidden gem, and he is just hidden trash, honestly, in the game. Stakovic, not really a hidden gem, not really a hidden trash. He's just kind of mid as a talent. We have Sonko, who's honestly not getting the game time he probably should be getting. So we're going to look to fill in some more youngsters. We might bring in some more youth academy players. And I think the tides are shifting from hidden gems to just youth players that are good enough. And look at this guy, Vitor Roque, 79 million market value. They won 101 to 126 million. That is just stupidly insane. In fact, I'm gonna try and loan him in. They will allow me to loan him in. Can I do a 2-year loan? Will they accept a 2-year loan? We'll see what happens with that. I doubt that will happen, but if it does happen, that's actually insane. But we're going to go look for some young talent in this game. And he's back on loan at Watford. We're in the Premier League. We managed to bring him on loan just for 1 season, not the full 2 years that I tried to negotiate. He is back on loan here at Watford only for a year, and we are paying 135k of wages. We are paying all his wages, which is insane. We are going to go broke. We're pretty much going to be paying close to what? What's 132? Well, I mean, I don't know the math there. It's at least $1 million in the wages, surely. Probably, is it? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, what am I talking about? Oh, no. 100. I got to do it now. It's going to drive me crazy. 100, what was it? 135k per week. Just to say we're paying them for a full year, 52 weeks. That's 7 mil. It's nearly 10 mil. That's insane. But he's back in the team for another season. So welcome back to the club, mate. And we go ahead and bring in Juventus wonderkid, not really a hidden gem, and Illing Jr. He is over at Fulham at the moment on the game, so we had to bring him in from Fulham. 47.1 million we bought him in for. He is the last signing of the summer window. We have brought in a couple of players in here that will possibly play all games, or not play all games, but it will be in the starting level. Besides Paris Brunner, we brought him in because I didn't think we would be able to bring in Roque, so he was going to be the backup option, but now he's a third choice striker technically. Sudakov, he would bring him in as a cam. He is a little bit of a hidden gem, so he is going to come in. He will go ahead and replace our cam now. We have Ronaldo, who's going to come in as center mid, a little bit of a hidden gem in him as well. And then obviously Illing Jr. and Vitor Roque, who's obviously go ahead and see there. And this is your starting 11 for our first season back in Premier League football. We have Andrew in between the sticks. We have Yerrick, Mawisa, and Teopins. I said I was going to make a change possibly back here. I didn't. We make a change though in midfield with Redondo and Miller as our 2 center mids. We have Asperilla still on the left, on the right I should say. We have Illing Jr. on the left hand. Sudakov as our cam. And Yanka and Vitor Roque linking back up as our 2 strikers. Vitor Roque being on long, actually no, Vitor Roque having 88 potential. I went ahead and checked his potential on the game to see how good dynamic potential is, considering he's 84 overall at the moment. He has 95 potential on thanks to dynamic potential in game. In the end of the first season, we survived relegation. We finished in 15th there. How the heck did I get over here? We finished in 15th. Who won the league is a question. Did Arsenal go back-to-back? No, they fall from grace and don't even get Champions League football. It's Man City back on top of the table. Watford sit, and I mean Jesus. He's up to 86. 18 goals for Vitor Roque as he's now on his way out. And Yankin has not been playing because Valise has been playing. So next season, it'll be Valise and Henna. Let's get to next season. Just quickly get to next season. And possibly the only signing we make this summer is bringing in not really a hidden, and well, definitely not a hidden gem at all. Definitely a wonder kid. Antonio Silva. He's coming into the squad here. We needed a center back to boost our defensive duties there, and we get one in Antonio Silva straight into the team for $60 million. That's our entire budget gone. So it'll be our only signing of the summer, as we are not selling anybody else. So there is that. He now comes into the team. He will replace Europeans this season. It's the same exact team. Obviously, Valise is now a striker here with Yankinen. However you want to say this guy's name. Let's see what the boys can do. Finish the season off. See if they can finish the season off. Great. Arsenal win the league. Man City come in second. Man United come in third. Watford in our second season of Premier League football. The only thing we changed was bringing in Antonio Silva as a center back rock. And we go from 15th to 4th. And we make Champions League by 4 points. I was about to say, oh, we didn't finish, and I was honestly expecting 10th, maybe even 8th as the highest. I was going to say, oh, we didn't finish high enough for European football, but we also have the FA Cup final to play because we do have the FA Cup final to play. I was going to use this as our way into Europe to even elevate our team even more, but we're in the Champions League, so that FA Cup now becomes completely pointless to me. I don't really care about the FA Cup anymore. We're in Champions League football, which is just insane to okay. Who went off? Somebody had to go off. Somebody had to go off, and we had I don't know what happened here. 23 goals for Valise, 14 goals for Yankin. Who played more? Brennan must have played games. What is his injury then? A broken tibia. He's been out for 2 months. He's been out for a while. Why is he not playing? Who's playing instead of him? I guess Brenner, because Brenner is 75 overall, which is insane to say. We're going to have to make sure this guy plays for sure. Other than that, any guys that are about to be leaving, I don't think so, no. But we're going to have to sign a whole bunch of these guys to keep them into the team. Let's get into next season. We're Champions League football somehow. Let's actually, do we win this FA Cup? On your right-hand side, you can see it there. We don't even win the FA Cup there. So doesn't matter, but we're in Champions League football. That's great. Champions League football, it gave us $156 million to spend. That is insane. I shouldn't be trying to bring him back in, but I'm gonna go see how much Vitor Roque is. Maybe we spend our whole entire budget on Vitor Roque if he is cheap enough. Let's go ahead and see how much Vitor Roque is here. We obviously have some transfer offers from some of these players that we are not letting go. We could let go of Asperilla. It could be time to bring in a new right winger. But other than that, everybody else here is staying, especially Antonio Silva, because apparently he's a godsend. Let's go see how much Vitor Roque is. And Vitor Roque has a market value of $164 million. And they want $200 to $254 million. So we cannot afford him. Except the fact that we can. He has a release clause of $146.1 million. He must still be on that same contract, and they must have not negotiated a new contract yet. He had a $146 million contract last season the season we brought him in, and then I don't know how he didn't get a new contract signed. He is 22. I would assume he's on a 5-year contract deal, so contract should be expiring in 2023 to 2028. What year are we in now? What year are we in? We are in 2027, so he should have a year left, but he doesn't. So he did sign a new contract at some point, and his release clause didn't get affected by this new market value, so he's now cheaper. So this is a no-brainer. I seen his market value was 164. I was like, okay, we're not gonna be able to afford him. He had a release clause of 146 million. Sign him up to the team. Welcome to the club, Vitor Roque. 91 overall. I gotta go see what his potential is real quick, because that's insane. This guy has 95 potential. Dynamic potential. He has 88 base game. That's insane to even think about. 88 base game, 95 dynamic potential. This game is too easy sometimes. I can't lie. It really is. And the man is here on a permanent deal. No more loans for this guy. We loaned him in the first season. We loaned him 2 seasons ago now, and he's back in the club on a permanent fixture. He quite literally broke our bank. We have no money left to spend. We obviously had 156 million or 160, something like that. His release clause plus his wages completely bankrupted us. We have no money left to spend. So it's Vitor Roque and Veliz as our 2 strikers. This is our Champions League group, our first Champions League group. We have the team that we just stole their best player from, Vitor Roque, coming from Barcelona. We have Barcelona in the group stage. We also have the French side Nice and the Australian side in Salzburg. Australian? Did I say Australian? I meant the Austrian. The Austrian side in Salzburg. Let's get to it. I will see y'all in January this time. Not going to go ahead and do the end of the season. We'll do January. Halfway through the league, and with Vitor Roque, we are top of the table by 4 points to Manchester City. That is insane. Let's go see how we are doing in Champions League, because that's all that really matters. How are we doing in there? We're in around 16, so that's good there. We make it out of the group in second. So Barcelona top our group, kind of as expected, to be honest. Us coming in second is literally how I showed you the group at the start of the season, at the start of the group. It's how it finished, with Barcelona in first, us in second, Nice was in third, Salzburg was in fourth. That's exactly how it ended. We're in round 16 against Wolfsburg. First leg of Champions League football against Wolfsburg. Y'all know the drill by now. We simulate through them all, one by one, until we get to the final, and then we will play the final of the Champions League. The first leg up against Wolfsburg at home. We lose 2-1. A Broadway second half brace there. Vitor Roque is on the score sheet for us. But other than that, we lose the first leg 2-1 to Wolfsburg. Over to Germany for the second leg. Second leg against Wolfsburg, and the boys get it done in extra time. It's Vitor Roque in the 118th minute to score the winner. We nearly went to penalties, but we are through to the round of 16. Vitor Roque had a brace. Yedek also scored in the 52nd minute. We're into the round of 16. Round of 16. We're into the quarterfinals of the Champions League here. Come on. We are playing Manchester City in the quarterfinals. This can only go one way. Bad. First leg up, it's a 1-0 loss. Holland scored in the 5th minute there. We lose the first leg again. Second leg against Man City. Oh my lord, 10-9 on penalties. We're through to the semifinals, but 10-9 on penalties. Nobody was missing, or people were missing. They were just, oh, dude, this is insane. Am I even gonna be able to see? So Veliz scored in the 73rd after Vitor Roque misses a penalty in the 71st. I'm assuming it's not really, it can't, maybe because, I don't know. No, that's kind of crazy. But nothing happened there after that. Nothing happened in extra time literally at all. Not even a single sub has been made. Veliz, let's just go through pen. Make. We missed the first one, and Brenner, he missed the first one. Foden capitalized on that. Illing Jr. So now what? They are at 4-3. Now 5-4. They just needed to score, and Rodrigo, I'm assuming that's the CDM. Rodrigo either missed or got saved on his, so he pretty much went to sudden death and kind of reset that. Sudakov made his. Camavinga. Medina missed ours, so Doku just had a score. He missed back-to-back there, and Moisa scored ours. Is that Virgil van Dijk? There's no way that's Van Dijk. It can't be. Ederson, even the keeper, is scoring penalties for Manchester City. Did our keeper even take a penalty? No, our keeper never took a penalty. Ederson took a penalty, and then it reset with Holland and then George for us. Was George our first penalty taker? No, it was Veliz. So Veliz actually was a reset there. So Veliz, Holland, we reset there, a full-on reset, which is insane. George made both of his. Veliz made both of his. Holland made both of his. And then Almada missed his second one there. So we win 10-9 on penalties. That is actually insane. But nonetheless, win the semifinals of the Champions League. I'll take that happily. In the semifinals here, it's Watford versus Arsenal, and then PSG versus AS Monaco. AS Monaco took down Barcelona. AS Monaco also took down, who did they take down? Where am I blind? AS Monaco. And they're on 16. They took down Frankfurt 4-1, and then they took down Barcelona. I still can't believe we won 10-9 on penalties. We take on Arsenal in the semifinals of the Champions League. Interesting. Let's get to it. First leg of the semifinals against Arsenal. It's away from home, and we win 2-0. We're finally on the front foot going into the second leg. Finally on the front foot into the second leg. Siam scored in the 74th. Valise scored in the 8th minute. We are going home to Watford in the second leg for a chance to go into the final against either PSG or AS Monaco if we can get past them. We're also in the final of the FA Cup, it looks like, as well, as you can see on the bottom right there, the end of the month. So back-to-back FA Cup finals, but first we have to get past Arsenal, and hopefully a miraculous comeback does not happen, and it nearly does. They win 1-0, but we win 2-1 on aggregate. The boys in Watford, first time asking, are Champions League final bound. Let's get to it. Before we get into this final against PSG, they won 4-1 on aggregate against AS Monaco. We play them not at PSG, but we play PSG in the Champions League final. Let's go through the rest of the competitions. Premier League, we were first in January. We absolutely bottled it, and Man City went back-to-back there. Arsenal go to 6. That's kind of insane. Who's going down? Wolves, Sheffield, and Birmingham. If this video continues, there'll be more additions there. FA Cup, we lost back-to-back FA Cup finals against Luton Town. Are Luton Town in the Premier League? Is Luton Town even in... Luton Town's not even in the Premier League, and we lost to the final, and that's interesting. Tottenham won that cup. The other finals of European football, Juventus win the Europa League, and then the Europa Conference League, Sevilla win that against Union SG. It's Champions League football. It's time for us to play it. It is... I don't know where it is. Hold on, we'll get to that in a second, but here is their players. They have Barcola, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Battaglina, Pedri, Montez. I'm not sure what his rating is, but I'm assuming it's pretty good. Reynaldo, Upamecano, Eder Militao, Trent, and Donnarumma. That is an insanely strong team. Where is this at? The Estadio Metropolitano. Is that an actual stadium, or is that just a EA made up stadium? We will go ahead and find out in a second if I can type properly and quickly into Google the Metropolitano. I'm assuming just by the name of it, it's very Spanish. Maybe even it's at least European. Is this in the game? It's the Madrid stadium, so it's probably not a real stadium in the game. It probably is not. This is your starting 11, and I have one problem with this entire team is I'm not good playing a 3-back. I'm just not good at all. So this is going to be interesting, and our bench is not good. So we're going to have to rely heavily on the starting 11 because our bench is awful. And if we lose this, that's something we're going to have to massively conquer next season for sure. Let's get into it, though. Champions League final against PSG. Leave a like and subscribe. This took a lot longer to record than I thought it would. Champions League football. By the way, we are on Ultimate. We're on Ultimate settings. We also have the career mode settings that we have in the game as well. Obviously, if I can get the sliders are all the same here that we use in career mode. So that is going to be interesting to see when we get there later on. Vitor Roque, first chance he gets on the ball. He shrugs off a defender. He finds Asprodilla. Asprodilla! Save from Donnarumma trying to test the keeper early. Barcola. Mbappe picks up in the mid, now finds Battaglina. Battaglina finds Montez. Montez trying to find Mbappe. Antonio and Silva intercepted that, but he can't clear it. Is Montez now on the ball? Montez trying to find Mbappe again. That's intercepted again by Antonio Silva. He'll clear it that time, and here comes Siam on the ball now. He has Vitor Roque running parallel with him. Can he possibly find him? He's going to look for him. He will find Vitor Roque. He turns onto his left foot, and Vitor Roque finds the back of the net. Manager of the month for me, rebuild man. Possibly player of the season, future Ballon d'Or winner for sure, and Vitor Roque. He opens the scoring here against PSG. He turns it onto his left foot, blasts it into the back of the net. Donnarumma, absolutely no chance of saving that. And number 11, Roque, the Barcelona talent, takes the lead against PSG. It'll be Ailing Jr. to put it in. Can we find somebody who that came off? Is it Roque? It is Roque. It's a brace for Roque. A flying header to put us 2-0 up here against PSG. 20 minutes in, and the boys are your favorites to win the Champions League final on the first time of asking. Look at this header. Look at this header from Vitor Roque. Absolutely just dolphin dived into it. Found the back of the net somehow. And it's 2-0. I think that ball just came through Montez's head. I can't lie. If that's Montez right there, I think it just came through his head before it got to Roque, which is absolutely just insane. But we're up 2-0. Sudakov into Yelling Jr. He's getting bodied, but he might win the second ball. He does. Yelling Jr. now into Vitor Roque. A perfect hat trick in the first half. He just needs his right-footed finish for a perfect hat trick. He nearly got it. It's going to be another corner. Can we find Vitor Roque again? It's going to go to him. Vitor Roque, a flying kick there. He's trying to do all the tricks on the corners. Pedri, plus 1 minute, and it's looking like they're not going to take advantage of that to try and get up the field. It's Reynaldo. Oh, maybe they are. They're going to get given the chance. It's Pedri into Barcola. Barcola now, chance to cut the lead in half here. The cross comes in. It's an awful one, and Yelling Jr. is going to pick it up, boot it up the field, and we are going halftime up 2-0. A first half brace from Vitor Roque, a 5-minute brace from Vitor Roque in the tan from his scoring for the first goal to the second goal. He's on track for a perfect hat trick in the Champions League final against Barcelona. Not against Barcelona, against PSG, I should say. Second half here, PSG versus Barca. Why am I trying to say Barcelona so much? Against Watford. PSG versus Watford. We're up 2-0. 45 minutes left to go, and PSG has had nothing. They've been giving me absolutely nothing besides the ball. That's all they've been doing is just giving the ball back. As we give it back, though, to Mbappe, and here he comes. Mbappe, Batrina, first shot, his block is deflected into the path. It came off a hand, so it's going to be our ball. We have handball on, and it's going to be our ball. The corner from Asperidilla into Valise, header over the bar. They're down 2-0. 20 minutes left to go, and they are doing nothing besides going side to side. Here they come on attack now. Xavi Simons, maybe it worked out for them. A method to the madness. Not really, as Andrew makes a save. Out for a corner. PSG's first real kind of sharp look there. It's into the box now. Eder Militao had a free header. Nobody was guarding him, and he missed it. Vitor Roque. Vitor Roque! Perfect hat trick. Wrap it up. Give us a trophy. It's 3-0 for Watford. Our first time of asking, we're winning Champions League football. The hidden gems have done it. The new gem has done it in the final. Multiple stints here at Watford. The permanent one is the best one, getting us that Champions League trophy. A perfect hat trick for Vitor. And we're up 3-0. I mean, PSG just, like, look, they have no worry in the world about trying to score. They're not on constant pressure. They're not on all-out attack. They're on just trying to see whatever happens. They get one back there, to be fair to them. It is just being a consolation going, considering the fact they're down 2 still. Mbappe should not be celebrating like that, but let them celebrate. Let them waste some time. You're still down by 2, and honestly, you're probably not going to get this ball back. We're going to pull a page out of your book here and just pass it around the back, but except the fact this one actually means something because we're up. So I have some of that up, and we give them the ball right back. Do they care now? Do they care now where they know physically they cannot come back to this game because they won't score 3 at all? As Mbappe is looking for a brace there. And pass back, and that is going to be game over. Watford are your Champions League winners here in Madrid. We win 3-1, possibly even 3-2. I was hoping the referee blew his whistle. It's going to be 3-1 win here in the Champions League final. Vitor Roque, perfect hat trick, left foot header, diving header in fact, and a right foot finish to end it on top, cherry on top. We win the Champions League on the first season of asking. Mbappe gets a consolation goal in the 86th minute. That will lead into nothing. The hidden gems win Champions League football. Who's lifting the trophy? Yaka, who came on. He's going to lift the trophy. He absolutely does not deserve to lift this trophy. But nonetheless, Watford, Champions League winners in season, I lost track what season this is. Season 7, season 8, season 5 actually. This is season 5. This is 2028. This is season 5. We win the Champions League in 5 seasons of a Watford rebuild with hidden gems. get the job done. That's going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Back for Real Madrid career mode. Peace out.